Howdy there, folks. Spencer Wood, the real estate cowboy. I don't have my dog Stump and Chili with me, but it's a gorgeous day. We had a lot of driving to do today, so I figured the boys would stay back at the farm and enjoy a day outside and not sitting in the truck. So I'm a little lost without both of them being here. So we're going to try to do our best to entertain you guys. But we are excited to be out here today at Lot 5 in the Wilderness Township. Great name, as you can tell. We're about an hour away from Bangor, Maine and the International Airport, about 45 minutes away from Machias and down east Maine, where the ocean is and all that sort of great stuff. A border crossing into Canada is down there as well. So if that kind of gives you an idea, we got 40.60 acres plus or minus behind us here. You can see some of the flagging. I'll point out this is a very well flagged lot. There is a pin right here in the ground. The flagging is here. All the mapping that I've done actually lines up really well, pretty much perfectly with what the boundaries that we thought were. We're on a dirt road, as you can see. No problem at all to get in here with a car right now, or a truck, four-wheeler, whatever you're trying to get into. This is definitely a seasonal road, so in the wintertime, if you really wanted to try to be out here, you could plow it, but more than likely, this is going to be more of like your seasonal hunting recreational spot. Again, 40.60 acres. Everything is on this side of the road here. No power out here. This is going to be a 100% off-grid lot. It's flat. It's laid out in the sense where if you did want to clear out a spot, you could do some solar out here. There's probably, what do we see? 3 other camps probably. I think there's about 3 other camps that are on the road. You can't see them at all. So you do have a couple neighbors out here, but you're not going to see them. You're not going to hear them unless you go knock on their door and ask for a little help. Dude, we're going to walk on down the road. I'm going to show you what that other boundary looks like. You got about 970-ish feet of road frontage here on this road, but we're coming off of Route 9, which is essentially like the airline road, as we call it. It's essentially the main highway from like Bangor into down east, Washington County, Maine. And we are in Washington County. All right, so we're about midway down the road frontage here. The road's right behind you guys. Again, pretty impressed by this road, especially with the wet spring that we've had. This has held up super, super well. You could drive a car down here, like I said, no problem at all. As I kind of just stated, we're about midway down the road frontage here. I just stopped here because this is like an old landing area. Again, this was probably logged, I'd say about 15 years ago, could be 20 years. A lot of 4-inch stuff. Not really a timber investment at this time. I mean, there's some nice hardwood that is standing up through the property. So there's definitely some harvestable trees if you were looking to use some of the timber on the property to build something or a cabin or something of that kind of case out here. One thing that I've immediately noticed just walking on the road and being out here onto the property, there's a lot of game out here. There's some fresh moose tracks that are on the road. There's a deer trail running right through here, some scat, as they like to call it, kind of right here in this landing by itself. So for those of you that are looking for a hunting property or like a recreational property, a quiet place to get up into Maine and, you know, enjoy yourself, shoot some guns, make some loud noises, pop some fireworks off, that sort of thing. Be a little bit more of an outlaw side of life here. This is going to be a great place for it. Super quiet. The camps that are out here are definitely hunting camps. That, you know, they got some of their call them like meat hangers, if you will, stuff like that. So clearly a lot of game out here. See if you guys can see what we're talking about here, but there's a really well trod out game trail going straight through the property here. I mean, it's like, once you notice it, it's like a little highway, and I'm walking it right now, and you can see the tracks on it, and it goes straight out there through the woods. So really cool hunting opportunities out here. If you're into four-wheelers, side-by-sides, all that sort of stuff, going to be another great spot for that. Not 100% sure if this connects into the immediate trail system. I'm going to have to do some research on that. There's four-wheeler tracks and stuff that are going down the road. So there's definitely some opportunity here to recreate, to hunt, and to have some fun. So we'll keep moving on down, and then we'll talk about some taxes and some other benefits of the property here. So as I talked about, we're definitely following a fresh moose track coming down the road here on our way to the other property boundary. figured I'd stop and show you guys, but you can see here, I mean, I got about a 9-inch hand. You can see that. It's a nice big track there. Coming right down the middle of the road. So for those of you that are, you know, looking to see some wildlife out here in Maine, likelihood that you may be having your morning coffee or your evening beer and seeing a big old moose roll down this road is probably a pretty high possibility. So if that ain't the Maine way, I don't know what is. Alrighty, so we're coming up here to the edge of the property. You can see here's the pin. Before I leave, I'll put up some yellow flagging and stuff on this tree again so you can see it, but there's also the neighbor essentially has a little like camp decal sort of thing on their start of the line there. Pretty much what you see is what you get. It's a very dense softwood forest, primarily like spruce, fir, a little bit of pine mixed in. You got a bunch of white birch in there. Again, most of the things that we're seeing, at least from the road here, have been 4 to probably 8 inches. Definitely was logged, like I said, probably 15, 20 years ago. This property is in tree growth. The entire 40.60 plus or minus acres is in tree growth, which gives us an outstanding tax bill of $35.50 a year. Hopefully somebody can have that spare change on the side to afford your taxes up here. We are in that unorganized township, so this is essentially like a state overlooked area. There's no municipality, there's no police or fire or anything like that. It's going to be state and sheriff county stuff that's out here. But what you're going to be looking at is essentially a nice flat buildable piece of land to recreate on. Your entire 40 acres is that way. There's not a lot of elevation. We're sitting at about 350, 375 feet of pretty much flat elevation. We got $35.50 a year in taxes. We got about 970 feet of road frontage on this here road. Off-grid lot with a lot of potential for some solar for a camp or an RV or something like that. You're looking at a seasonal road, but as you can see with the road, it's nice enough that you could plow it if you wanted to try to be out here homesteading full time. It's been logged about 15 years ago. Small opportunity for future timber investment. Definitely some wood on here to cut, use, build, whatever you'd like on, and you're not too far away from hospitals and all the fun that you'd want. So if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, please comment, please like, please subscribe to the channel. Reach out to me directly, Spencer Wood, Real Estate Cowboy, on our website, United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine. Call our office, get a hold of me. Happy to answer more questions. I'm gonna put a sign up. So any of you that want to come and look at this on your own without me, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, that's your choice, your loss. But we'll have a sign out here so you'll be able to check that out. And otherwise, we'll see you on down the road at the next one. Hope everybody's having a beautiful May Day.